He has spoken on the topics faith, family and freedom in Cuba, Belgium, Brazil, Congo, UK and all over the USA to crowds from 14 to 40,000. International leadership speaker, trainer and coach. Author of Learn to Raw Leadership, Attitude Hack, Live a More Excellent Life, 5 Battle Strategies of a Victorious Warrior. 2021 President's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Founding partner of the John Maxwell team. Toastmaster International Speech Competition semi-finalist. Founder of Tell It Like It Is TV, ThatGuyRocks.com and ThatGuySpeaks.com. Creator of Story Power TV, Transforming Grace TV, and Leading Leaders Podcast. Producer of 4 TV programs and podcasts for Liftable TV and World Trumpet Television as well as multiple social media channels. Please help me welcome J Loren Norris.
I watched as trainee after trainee climbed the 50-foot ladder to the top in full bunker gear, air packs on. Some of them didn't make it all the way to the top. Some of them cried. Some of them quit. Some of them stood at the bottom of the ladder, took their air pack off, took their bunker gear off, and said, "I refuse this training." That's what I want to talk about in this episode of Leading Leaders.
Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.
I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. That was a harrowing time of fear for a lot of people that I was training with in the fire department. And it was, I don't know if it was more scary that we had to climb a 50-foot ladder on day one of training, or if we had to consider which of these other firefighters we were going to go into a fire with. I mean, we literally had just been taught how to put on our bunker gear and how to put an air pack on our shoulders and buckle ourselves into it like a backpack. We hadn't even put a mask on yet. We had a helmet on. That was it. But we had to climb a 50-foot ladder. And the test was climb to the 50-foot all the way to the top so you can touch the rail. And when you can touch the rail, hook your legs through the ladder so that your knees are over one step and your ankles are wrapped around the outside of the ladder. And then let go and lean back as far as you can. I was about number 6 or 7 in line. And I watched 2 people climb up and they barely got their hands off the ladder and they were trembling. And I watched a couple climb up and kind of lean back almost flat to the floor. That was pretty fascinating. I watched one, took his backpack off, laid it on the ground. I went, nope, not going to do it. I'm not climbing that ladder. Train me to do something else. And then it was my turn. And I jumped on the ladder and I started climbing. The whole time I'm thinking, that ground, those people, they look really small from here. It's only 50 feet. I know people have been a whole lot higher. I can't imagine being an iron worker at 50 stories in the air and nothing but a harness holding me on. Some of those guys didn't even wear harnesses. But I got to the 50 feet and I touched the rail and I looped my legs in and I closed my eyes for half a second and I said, I'm going back as far as I can. And I just went until I heard the tank hit the ladder. That metal clank was like a bell. Everybody in the building heard it. They turned to look. I guess they probably thought I fell. But we used to do this in high school football. Not quite the same. It wasn't 50 feet off the ground. It was just 8 or 10 feet off the ground. But we would get on the monkey bars and hook our legs through like that. And that's where we would do our ab workout. We would do our crunches, hanging upside down from a monkey bar. It was no thing for me. I was a little bit afraid of being 50 feet in the air. That's probably the first time I'd done that hands-free. But I pressed through the fear and I did it anyway. Now, there are some things in my life that even today I look at and I go, that scares the bejeebers out of me. I'm not sure I'm interested in doing that. Here's what I know as a leader, though. There will never be a time when that's not true. There will never be a time as a leader that you know everything. You've already experienced everything. You've already figured everything out. There are going to be times as a leader that you've got to face the fear and lead anyway. Jump and grow your wings on the way down, as some would say. You've got to do it afraid. If you don't lead afraid, you may not lead at all. And if you're not leading afraid, if you don't have just a little bit of doubt, a little bit of suspicion about what the future holds, about what's next, you're probably not doing it right. And by that I mean you're not taking the moonshots. You're not taking the risks. You're not jumping out there in front of the world and saying, I'm going to do this differently than everybody else. And the result is you're going to stay pretty much where you're at. I mean, it's easy to lead with complacency. It's easy to lead with apathy. It's easy to lead when everything is going your way and there are no challenges and nothing is unknown. That's the easy stuff. Following the goals, following the day by day, just doing whatever it takes to get through today. That's the easy stuff. The hard stuff is when you have no idea what's coming next. When you're being asked to do something you've never done before. In fact, you're not certain anybody's ever done this before. Can you imagine being the first one on a motocross, whether bicycle or motorcycle, to jump on a ramp and try to do a full flip in the air? I mean, who even came up with that idea? And now you see these young competitors, they do the loop and they flip twice and they turn the bike around in the air and they completely come off the bike. They let go of the handlebars. They let go of the seat. They let go of the foot pegs. They're flying through the air like a flying trapeze without the bike. It's crazy. There's got to be some fear in that, at least the first time you do it. How do you overcome that fear? Well, you face the fear and you do it anyway. You know there's fear and you lead anyway. And if you're going to be a leader in 2024, there's going to be some unknown. Some massive societal and cultural changes are coming with AI and elections. You're going to have to face the fear and lead anyway. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, or Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.